Good evening. Apologies on the delay on getting this video out. I'll look back quickly at week 3 and then make sure folks understand where we're headed with week 4. So, the annotated bibliographies overall were very well done. Folks had made good sense of the content. A few things to highlight that were worthy of note is that I would remind you that with all of these, with the frameworks, it's the usage of the tool that should be evaluated, not the tool itself. For instance, the example here is I could use Google Hangout on Air to record a lecture, which is very much at the lower levels of SAMR or is not necessarily going to be at the sweet spot of the TPACK model, or I could use that exact same tool and have students connect with scientist experts, record the video conversations, and then ask parents to comment on the videos in the evening. So I'm still seeing in a number of people's responses that they are saying Google Hangout on Air is substitution, and it's the use, it is not the tool itself as we move forward. The other thing I found really interesting is some of you started to explore, as you're thinking about the frameworks, which are more teacher-centered, which are more learner-centered, and how that impacts how you're going to use them. So I thought that was interesting, and I will be curious to see if that continues to come up as we move forward in the class. The next thing I wanted to comment on is writing, and I would imagine that some of you are surprised at how much I commented on the writing, and wanted to say that that is something to expect. This is a class about educational technology, but it's also to stretch your thinking and practice. And to that end, one of my favorite comics is about the power of the comma. There's a big difference between a panda eats, shoots, and leaves, and a panda eats, comma, shoots, and leaves. So precision does matter. Many folks said statements like, using educational technology is the future, and really that sentence does little to move our understanding of the concepts forward or to create a more nuanced view of when and where do we use educational technology and why. So I encourage you to continue to push on your writing, to use precise language, and to really try and explore some of that gray space between all tech is good and all tech is bad that sometimes we see. The other thing is format matters. And so in Blackboard, over here on this side, do make sure you take use of this writing and APA support. There are a lot of resources that I've curated here on how to do things in APA. Also Purdue, the OWL lab, the online writing lab, has great resources. So please do make use of those and polish that writing. I mean, folks had spelling errors and things in their document. Take time to correct those as we move forward. That is where make use of your peers and your partners in different assignments to read each other's work, swap it as a Google Doc before it gets submitted to polish up those pieces. Looking forward at week 4, there are the two elements. There's the group project and then the Twitter summary, if you haven't yet posted that. Assignment 4 is done as a group in a team. You get a single grade for that assignment. If you are in the weeks 3 and 4 folder, there's a long description about what I'm hoping for. And there's really 2 parts to it. There's a part that is having a discussion, and then there's a part that's creating something. This really ties into beginning to ask you to work in this collaborative, critical thinking, communication, creativity, those 4 C's, and start to work through what does that mean as a student. The outcomes that we're addressing with this assignment are outcomes 1 through 5. So again, you're going to want to make sense of what's the goal here and how are you going to get there. You will have a conversation about these questions, and then you're going to submit evidence of your learning. This evidence of your learning, I will evaluate it using the interactive reading response rubric. So you can take a look at that here. Again, there's a rubrics page that you can get to. So I'll be looking for specific citations, and I will be looking for how you're reasoning, what you're doing, but this is a very wide open project, and some of you really like models. I will not be providing any models for this. I'm asking you to come up with it. Keep in mind there's always the option to give it another try if your first go doesn't come out where you want it to. I'm really looking forward to where you will go with this, and you know, the conversations we might have. Thank you for those of you that have posted your Twitter summaries already. They're great. I think folks are finding TweetDeck is a really important part of participating in Twitter chats, and I look forward to reading the rest of them. Good luck with the work ahead. Feel free also to start peeking into weeks 5 and 6. We're going to be getting into creating blogs and websites of our own so that we can do more interactive written documents. So have a great week, and I look forward to the work that's coming next.